Hello everybody, Dominic here on another Warrior Wisdom Walk. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. As you can see, you got a little overcast here in Madison, Wisconsin, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's nice, cool, crisp, and refreshing. So a perfect day to be out here getting my steps in with my 75-pound pack. I'm also happy to report that the 75-pound pack doesn't feel quite as brutal as last time, which means my body is getting stronger, it's growing and evolving. So definitely going to keep pushing the envelope, keep challenging myself on these walks. And I just want to let you know, I want to summarize something here. I want you to be a beacon of light in the world. You know, there's a lot of negativity, a lot of darkness, but the good news is a little bit of light can cut through an incredible amount of darkness, right? It can even be pitch black, and you can have the dimmest light of all, and it'll still cut through it pretty efficiently. So try to be a beacon of light, be a positive influence on this world. Leave a positive mark and try to aim to empower and inspire those around you. And that's going to segue into today's Warrior Wisdom Walk pretty well, because the headline of today's walk is watch your mouth. And I mean it, watch your mouth. You ever have your mom or dad tell you to watch your mouth? Well, it turns out there's a lot of wisdom there, because the words we choose, whether it's the words we tell ourselves or the words that we tell people around us, either have the power to give life and enrich life and enhance the life force energy of everything around me, or it has the power to destroy and take it away. So I first got sent down this path when I read an incredible book I recommend to everybody. It's called The Hidden Messages of Water. So it's no secret that most of what you're made out of is water. Some people say 70%, some people say 75%. Apparently when you're born as a baby, you're about 90% water. And then as you go through life, you have a little bit less water as time goes on. And then by the time people are at the end of their life, they're about 65% water. So you can see water is really the foundation of life, you know, water and oxygen. And oxygen, of course, is a big element that helps create water. But water matters, and water is a lot more mysterious than you can possibly imagine. So Dr. Masaru Emoto actually wrote a book called The Hidden Messages of Water. And I recommend it to everybody watching this. Read the book. It'll open up your eyes. And in this book, to summarize it, he scientifically proved that water has consciousness. So water actually responds and adapts on a molecular level to the different words, different emotions, the different vibrations and frequencies it's exposed to. And there's certain words, certain emotions, certain vibrations and frequencies that actually give the water life, and some that actually kill it and destroy it on a molecular level. Now, I just again want you to think, as you're listening to this talk here, just remember that your body is a majority made out of water. So when you think about the words you choose to use, whether it's the words you speak in your mind internally or the words you actually utter out loud, I want you to truly think about what that's doing to your body on a molecular level. So essentially in his research, and this spans many, many years, and he always used double distilled water just to make sure it was the most pure form of water he could possibly test. He would take water and he would expose it to different types of music. Sometimes it'd be classical music, sometimes it would be rock music, music that's very loud and has a lot of swear words, a lot of negativity in it. And then he would also take water molecules and he would expose it to different types of language. So you take some water molecules and he would expose it to words of gratitude and love and thankfulness. So for example, he would take certain water molecules and they would expose it to words like, I love you, I'm thankful for you, I'm grateful for you, I appreciate you, you're beautiful, thanks for giving me life, all that stuff. And then you would take water molecules, again double distilled, and you'd expose it to hateful speech such as, I hate you, you're a fool, you don't deserve to live, die, stuff like that. So very nasty, negative words. And then what would happen is after he exposed it to the different language, he would freeze the water molecules and inspect them under a magnifying glass. And the water molecules that he spoke loving, thankful words of gratitude, where he spoke those kind, positive words to, they formed these beautiful, flawless, crystalline structures, these heavenly, amazing, like, works of art, right? These beautiful, like, you would think the perfect type of snowflake would look like. And as it turns out, the water molecules that he exposed to negative speech actually looked all jagged and imperfect and broken, almost like someone threw a rock through a glass window. And it had all this different shattering, jagged edges, very imperfect. It almost looked, it appeared as if the water molecule itself was dying. And he did the same thing by exposing it to different sounds and vibrations and frequencies. And then he learned that certain frequencies, which just so happen to be the most common frequencies played on the radio, so I want you to think of how this all ties in together. Certain frequencies actually would destroy the water molecules, and then certain frequencies would actually cause it to have these beautiful, flawless, crystalline formations. So now, what did he learn? That water actually lives or dies based on the words, the frequency, the vibration, and emotion it's exposed to. So now, going back to what I said at the beginning of this talk, knowing that most of your body is water, can you start to see why life's a self-fulfilling prophecy? And when, if you got stinking thinking, you got a cloud of energy around you, and you're always thinking negative things about yourself. Maybe you're saying, like, I hate myself, I don't love myself, I don't like myself. Anything negative, you're actually killing yourself on a molecular level. And the opposite is true. You say positive, life-giving words like, I love myself, I like myself, I'm grateful for myself, I love my life. Start saying stuff like that. It will change your entire physiology on a molecular level and give your body more life. And as a matter of fact, you know how people say grace around the dinner table, or they say thanks and show gratitude to the food they're about to eat? That will actually impact and improve the molecular structure of the food you're about to eat or the water you're about to consume, and it'll help it actually enrich your body in a much more positive, life-giving way. Whereas if you don't show gratitude to the food, it'll actually have a negative impact on it on a molecular level. Now, if you want to test this insanity for yourself, because I understand this all sounds absolutely crazy, right? The water has consciousness, and it actually responds in a life-giving or life-destroying way based on the words and emotions you choose to expose it to, right? So I want you to do something with your kids, and this is called the rice experiment. What the rice experiment is, you make a batch of rice, okay? So cook some rice in your kitchen, and all I want you to do is take half the batch of cooked rice and put it into a mason jar, and take the other half of cooked rice and put it into a separate mason jar. Put lids on the jars. Then on one of the mason jars, I want you to take a Post-it note, and I want you to write on that Post-it note, I love you, I'm thankful for you, you are a blessing. Stuff like that, positive, uplifting words like I love you, I'm grateful for you, thank you. So write that on the one Post-it note. Now on the other one, I want you to write, I hate you, you're a fool, you deserve to die. Stuff like that. So on the other Post-it note, say, I hate you, you're a fool, you deserve to die. Now, after you have the two separate mason jars of rice with the Post-it notes on, again, one with the gratitude, love and life-giving words, and one with the hateful, destructive words, put them on opposite sides of the house so you don't interfere with one when you talk to one or versus the other. And each time you walk up to the jar, just read the Post-it note and get your kids involved, right? And again, this is only temporary, so the damage caused by this, where your kids saying these negative words, is only temporary, but it's to prove a point. Every time you see the jar with the Post-it note saying, thank you, I love you, I'm grateful for you, make sure your kids read the Post-it note and say that every time. So showing love and gratitude to that rice. And then the one on the opposite side of the house with the negative words, make sure they read that Post-it note, I hate you, you're a fool, you don't deserve to live, now die. Stuff like that. And then what you're gonna do is simply observe what happens to the rice. And what's gonna be absolutely mind-blowing is you're gonna see the rice that you speak love and gratitude and speak those words, those positive vibration, positive life-giving words, it's gonna stay looking white and vibrant and beautiful for weeks on end. And the rice that you speak negatively towards is gonna start to mold, it's gonna start to decay, and you're gonna start to see it start to die. very fast because you're taking the life force energy out of the water molecules, which is causing everything to decay. And what happens, again, this world that we live in is created in a very particular way, okay? So bacteria and all these things that generate mold and mildew and start eating and decaying at food will typically only start that process if it feels that the life force energy is being extracted from that food, that fruit, that body part, whatever it is. Then it'll begin the job of starting to decay it and eat it away, causing all this nasty fungus, mold and mildew, this foul odor, all this stuff, this death, right? Whereas anything that has a lot of life force energy left in it, the mold, the bacteria, all this stuff will not start growing because it doesn't begin that process until it experiences death or shows signs that the material is already dying on a molecular level. So essentially what's happening is when you speak those positive, life-giving words to the rice, where you say, I love you, I'm grateful for you, thank you, it's basically infusing more life force energy into the rice, into the water molecules, which is making them vibrant, making them full of life. So bacteria and all these things don't see a need to start eating away at it. Whereas the opposite is true. The rice that you start speaking negatively to, you're essentially killing it on a molecular level and it's dying. And that's why all this bacteria and all this stuff starts eating away at it, causing all this decay and death and destruction. So I really want you to do that. If everyone would just do that with their kids, it's so eye-opening because they say, you know, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words may never hurt me. That is so false. They should stop saying that immediately because words have the power to heal and give life and have the power to destroy life. And you can prove that yourself with this simple rice experiment. So watch your mouth. Be careful what you say. Be careful what you say to your kids. Be careful what you say to yourself. Be careful how you talk to your friends and family, because you understand that every word you say actually impacts you for better or for worse on a molecular level. It can either help give life and heal you, or it can help take it away and destroy life. So I want you to think twice as you go about your day today. Be very mindful, and this is why they say, like, when you talk to plants, it can help make the plants more vibrant, help make them grow, because you're impacting the water in the plants on a molecular level, giving more life force energy. We can actually create life force energy simply by the words and emotions that we choose to share. This also is true with the movies we watch, with the music we listen to. Try to listen to music and watch movies that help make you more vibrant, help give you more life force energy, instead of destroying yourself on a molecular level. Again, people, they wonder why they have no energy, why they feel just kind of overall just stuck in their lives. But they're not changing their script. They're not changing the words they choose to use. So now I want you to think of how this translates into sales. The words you choose to use in the house matter, right? Knowing that every word you say to that prospect impacts them on a molecular level. I think you would think twice before just throwing out any nonsense words and shooting from the hip, right? See, be very deliberate on how you choose to talk to yourself, how you choose to talk to those around you. Because again, we have this crazy power as human beings. And again, read the book, The Hidden Messages of the Water, do that rice experiment, prove me wrong. And I want to hear in the comments after you do that experiment what your results were. But my results were exactly what I said. The rice that I spoke negatively to started to rot and decay and get all kinds of nasty mold and mildew. And the rice that we spoke positively to stayed nice, bright, white, and vibrant. And it was such a great lesson for my kids to learn. So I definitely recommend do that as a family. Watch your mouth. Make sure you're very disciplined and diligent about the words you choose to use, and watch how it enhances your life in ways you can't even imagine. And this is why all these things are true. Life is a self-fulfilling prophecy. This is why affirmations are so powerful, because when you speak those positive words into existence, it actually impacts you on a molecular level in ways you can't even comprehend. So remember, water has consciousness. It will either get life force energy enriched into it in a positive way, or it'll get it taken away based on the words you choose to use. So be very cognizant over what you're saying, the words you're telling yourself all day long. And when you speak positive words into existence, you too can be a top performer in your chosen profession. So I hope you like this Warrior Wisdom Walk. I know it was a little different. Obviously, it's a very short and sweet topic if you want it to be. Just be very careful about how you talk and communicate. Focus on positivity. We have all heard about the power of positivity, but truly on molecular level is scientifically proven to have an impact beyond your wildest dreams. So if you like this Warrior Wisdom walk, make sure you comment below. You can see I'm breathing pretty heavily here and pushing through, but the 75-pound pack is the real deal. Make sure you share this with your friends. Anybody that you know could probably use a little kick in the you-know-what, because they happen to use a lot of negative language. They're creating their own reality. And again, life's a self-fulfilling prophecy, right? So they will that stuff into existence, and negative things are going to continue to happen to them if they don't clean up their language, which includes the words they speak out loud and the internal self-talk that they use all day long. So I appreciate you. Remember, you're twice as good as you think you are, and that's only half the truth, and that's an understatement. You're capable of truly anything. Again, we as human beings, we're built and designed to create. So go out and create an amazing life for yourself, and we'll see you on the next Warrior Wisdom Walk. On behalf of Grosso University and our entire team, yes, you are a closer.